The Lost Secrets of Billionaires Who Vanished Without a Trace. On a crisp autumn morning in 1995, a private jet took off from Geneva. On board, a billionaire with connections to world leaders, royal families, and underground empires. The plane never landed. No wreckage, no body, no answers. But here's the strangest part. His fortune? Still growing. Even now. Today we're uncovering the chilling stories of 3 billionaires who disappeared without a trace, and the dark secrets they may have taken with them. When most people vanish, they leave clues, a trail, something. But when billionaires disappear, the rules change. Because money doesn't just buy luxury, it buys silence, new identities, escape routes most of us can't even imagine. What you're about to hear isn't fiction. These are real people, real fortunes, and real mysteries that law enforcement across the globe still can't solve. Stick around, because by the end, you'll question everything you thought you knew about wealth and power. Number 1. The Vanishing Tycoon. Our first case takes us to Hong Kong, 1983. His name was Wong Man Fong, though most knew him by his business alias, a real estate mogul worth an estimated $2 billion in today's money. He owned hotels, casinos, shipping companies. His influence stretched from Hong Kong to Las Vegas. But on May 17th, everything changed. The disappearance Wong left his luxury penthouse to meet someone. He told his wife he'd be back for dinner. He never came home. At first, police suspected kidnapping. In the 80s, Hong Kong was plagued by wealthy abductions, but there was no ransom note, no phone call, no demands. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Then, the discovery. The twist: 6 months later, a fisherman found something floating off the coast. A briefcase, waterlogged, barely intact. Inside, documents with Wong's signature, business contracts, and a handwritten note that simply read, "Forgive me, the debt is too great." But here's where it gets eerie. Investigators found that weeks before his disappearance, Wong had quietly liquidated millions in assets. Money transferred to offshore accounts that no one, not even his family, had access to. Was it suicide? Or did Wong fake his death to escape something darker? The unanswered questions. Because within a year, shell companies linked to his name began purchasing properties across Southeast Asia. Someone was using his network, his money, his identity. To this day, conspiracy theorists believe Wong is alive, living under a new name, protected by the very fortune he supposedly left behind. The case remains open, but no one's ever been charged. Number 2. The private jet phantom. Now let's talk about the jet I mentioned at the start. His name? Dr. Friedrich Meyer, a German pharmaceutical billionaire. In the early 90s, Meyer's company pioneered drugs that saved millions of lives. But behind closed doors, rumors swirled. Illegal drug trials, bribes to government officials, connections to organized crime. Still, nothing stuck. He was untouchable. Until October 12, 1995. The disappearance Meyer boarded his private Gulfstream 4 in Geneva. Destination: a private island he owned near the Bahamas. The flight plan was filed. The weather was clear. Everything routine. The plane took off at 6:47 p.m. And then, silence. The investigation air traffic control lost contact 90 minutes into the flight. No distress signal, no mayday call. The jet simply vanished from radar. Search teams scoured the Atlantic for weeks. Nothing. No debris, no oil slick, no emergency beacon. It was as if the plane had been swallowed by the sky. The dark theory. But here's what investigators couldn't explain. Days before the flight, Meyer had moved $470 million into encrypted accounts. He'd also filed paperwork to dissolve several of his companies. And according to a former employee who spoke anonymously years later, Meyer had been receiving death threats from people he'd allegedly betrayed in shady business deals. Some believe he staged the whole thing, flew to a remote airstrip, started over. Others think he was assassinated mid-flight, and the plane was deliberately crashed into the ocean. The haunting detail. But the most chilling part: 3 years after his disappearance, a security camera in Monaco captured footage of a man entering a luxury hotel. He was older, thin, wore dark sunglasses, but multiple witnesses swore it was Meyer. By the time police arrived, he was gone. The case is still unsolved. Number 3. The Wall Street Ghost. Our final story brings us to New York City, 2007. Martin Kessler, a hedge fund manager worth over $3 billion. Kessler wasn't just rich, he was connected. Politicians, CEOs, even Hollywood A-listers. But in late 2007, just before the financial crisis hit, Kessler made a series of strange moves. The disappearance. He canceled all meetings, stopped answering calls. On November 3rd, his assistant entered his penthouse to check on him. The door was unlocked. The lights were on. But Kessler, gone. No luggage missing. No passport. His car still in the garage. It was like he'd evaporated. The investigation. The FBI launched a full-scale investigation. What they uncovered was staggering. Kessler had been running a Ponzi scheme. Not as big as Madoff, but big enough. He'd defrauded investors of over $800 million. And just days before he vanished, he'd wired the remaining funds to accounts in the Cayman Islands, Switzerland, and Singapore. The theories: some say Kessler fled to a country with no extradition treaty. Others believe his victims, powerful, dangerous people, caught up with him first. But the strangest theory? That Kessler had been planning his disappearance for years, building fake identities, buying remote properties under shell companies, and that somewhere, right now, he's living in comfort, untouchable. The eerie clue: in 2015, a blogger claimed to have received an encrypted email. It contained a single sentence: "Tell them I'm sorry, but I'm never coming back." The IP address? Traced to a server in Brazil. By the time authorities investigated, the account was deleted. Martin Kessler has never been seen again. 3 billionaires, 3 disappearances, 0 answers. What's clear is this: when you have that much money, vanishing isn't just possible, it's strategic. These weren't accidents, they were escapes. And somewhere out there, the truth is still buried, along with fortunes most of us can't even imagine. If these stories left you stunned, you need to see what we uncovered next. We're diving into the billionaire who faked his own funeral and got caught. It's insane. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop a comment. Which case creeped you out the most? See you in the next one.